I had a friend in high school who turned into a jerk during our senior year. There were a lot of little things that ruined our friendship, but the worst part was that one night I took a shit right on his car. Very simply, I climbed on the hood and piled a pile on the windshield. I was sure that the next day he would go outside and think, "What the f is this?" Funny fact, we're best friends again, and he still has no idea that it was me. My ex cheated on me. At that moment, she and her neighbors shared an apartment, and they didn't really like each other. They constantly kept their distance from each other. Her roommate was downright sexy, plus a little bit of a bitch and couldn't stand my ex, so I decided to hit on her. It was the best thing I've ever done. It was priceless to see the look on my ex's face when her roommate walked me to the door in her underwear after the first night. We had hot, dirty, loud sex almost every night for the next 8 weeks, until they ran out of rent together. Yes, I acted a little ugly, but damn it, it was fun, and I wasn't ashamed. When I was 7 or 8 years old, I was involved in a research project on the antibacterial effectiveness of various types of soap. I mostly got my hands dirty during the day, then pressed dirty fingers on Petri dishes full of agar, and then washed my hands and did the same thing again. I found out that the bigger bacterial cultures were bad, the smaller ones were good. As a result, I even won the district science fair, which was held in a large metropolis among children my age. And it was a pleasure. But before the fair, after I finished the experiments, before I threw away the dishes, I had a fight with my parents. I don't remember why. And I thought, well, I'll show them. I took the most horrible, disgusting bacterial swab and smeared it on their bedroom door handle. They were so sick that I had to take care of them for a couple of days. In general, I got what I deserved. If anything, I told them about this case a long time ago, and they had a good laugh.
When I was 13, I woke up in the middle of the night and saw a strange man lying next to me in my small bed, staring right at me. I looked at him in confusion and said to myself, silly, you're having a nightmare. I smiled at him, closed my eyes, and was about to fall asleep. I felt him touching my thigh. 2 things came to my mind. I realized that I was only wearing underwear, and that I definitely wasn't having a nightmare. I felt a fear that I had never felt before. It gripped every inch of my body, and it even seemed to me that I stopped breathing. The stranger began to get close to my underwear, apparently to take it off. What did I do? I opened my eyes and calmly said, "Wait a second, I have to go pee." He was shocked, but he didn't stop me when I wrapped myself in a blanket and took a few steps towards the bathroom. Suddenly, I noticed that my bedroom door was wide open, and then I rushed out of the room. I ran to my mom's bedroom, burst into her room, and started yelling that there was a man in my bedroom. Mom came out into the hallway and just started to convince me that it was a bad dream, when suddenly this bastard ran out of my bedroom and rushed to the front door. Mom froze in place, but I just boiled with anger. How the f did he even dare to try to rape me? I grabbed the lamp, pulled the cord out of the socket, and started chasing it, waving the lamp and shouting all the insults I've ever heard in my 13 years. I chased that bastard down the street while Mom called the police. I lost sight of him because it was dark, but when the police arrived, I told them everything. The cops started searching the neighborhood and caught him hiding in the bushes, brought him and asked to identify him. I went up to this bastard, and I kneed him so hard in the balls, turned around and left saying, "F it, it's him, and I want to testify."
One day, a friend made fun of me by pissing on my sausage. 4 years later, I got back at him by sticking my dick in his beer at the bar when he went to the bathroom. He drank it all down before I told him what I had done. I'll never forget it. Updated. 1. It was a glass mug of beer. 2. By sausage, I meant food. He didn't pee on my dick. Update 2. In short, it was like this. We were at the sports bar, drinking and playing billiards. My buddy who pissed on my sausage, by the way, he did it before it was put on the grill, so it was kind of a urine marinade, put his beer on the bar and went out to take a leak. One of my buddies pointed at the beer and hinted that I should get back at him. All my close friends already knew that he had sent a sausage to my place and that I still hadn't replied to him. Well, I do the first thing that comes to mind. I grab his beer, go to the corner, unbutton my fly, take out my dick and dip it in the beer. I shake it in a glass a couple of times, take out my bad boy and put the beer back in its place. When he returned from the bathroom, no one said anything to him, and he sipped his beer with pleasure. When he finished, I asked him, "Do you remember when you peed on my sausage? How does my dick taste to you, bitch?" Now he knew for sure. I used to live in a very small town, about 250 to 300 people. We had no shops, gas stations, etc. One day, a local guy decided to open a small store. He sold food in it, rented movies, etc. He hired several high school students, including me, to work in his store all summer and promised to pay us $50 at the end of the summer for each week we worked. We agreed and started working. Well, the end of summer has arrived. Our last working day, it comes with our receipts, $50 each for the whole summer. Needless to say, we weren't too happy, to put it mildly. But he just said, "What TF do you want that you don't like? Leave the key to the store at my place." We've come up with a plan to get back at this freak. Before we locked the store for the last time, we left the window open. We left the key at his house and returned to the store around midnight. They took as much as possible: cigarettes, money from the cash register, sweets. They probably collected only $1,000, locked the window, and left through the back exit, where there was no alarm. Plus, there were no cameras in the store. The cops arrived the next day. The man, of course, accused all of us of this, but he had no proof. As a result, after a few months, he had to close the store because the city found out that he had not paid us and stopped going to him for groceries. I'm not ashamed, the bastard got what he deserved. In high school, I dated a girl for about 6 months, after which she decided that nothing would work out between us, and cheated on me with about 6 guys, stole my iPhone and wallet to buy drugs. I wanted to file a police report against her, as my parents suggested, but one day on my way home, her brother and his friends attacked me and screamed quite loudly, threatening to kill me if I went to the police. This is South Florida, so I believed that he could kill me. My dad got a new job and we moved to another city, but I was still bombed by the whole situation, so I came up with this. I created 2 fake Facebook accounts of some random sexy chick and a guy, spent some time with my friends making everything look believable and all that, and added her brother as a friend from the chick's account and my ex from the guy's account. At the same time, having already had the experience of courting my ex, I knew exactly what to say to seduce her so that she would fall in love with me. That's where the fun started. I stirred up sexting between brother and sister, being an intermediary in their relationship. They both had pretty typical South Florida youth bodies, so nothing really gave away the setup. Plus, I photoshopped quite a lot to remove signs of familiar surroundings that could burn down. All this lasted about a month and a half. In total, they sent each other about 200 naked photos. And after that, I decided to open the curtain and send unedited photos to the chat with all the signs of a familiar room, plus faces, etc. I wish I'd had a chance to see their reactions. Friends who still live near them told me that her brother moved in with his father that week, and that they stopped communicating. In general, it took about 4 months before my revenge was realized, but it was f***ing amazing.